ASL Vanguard League. We are here on Bonnie Research Station for the first game of this best of three. In the bottom spawn position of Bonnie, it is the blue Protoss player. Put your hands together for Dreamatose.
Dreamatose throwing the shade at Vespasian for making those games crazy. I don't know. Those are some real games. I don't know. I love you, Vespasian. Anyway, in the top position on Vonnie Research Station, it is the Knights of Ashfire's Khloe.
And Khloe just said to give a shout out for his grandma. He says he loves you, grandma, and thank you for watching the stream, honestly.
That is so cool. I wish my grandma ever watched StarCraft, let alone watch me play StarCraft. That would be so cool. If you're watching Khloe's grandma, you are the coolest grandma. Officially, you definitely deserve at least a t-shirt or a mug or both that says that on there.
Yeah, most definitely. But for Khloe right here, looks like it's gonna be a Reaper fast expand, something of the sorts. Not even worrying about walling off. It's really just a stylistic thing because Dreamatose isn't doing something any crazy. He's not doing cheese, so I think that's fine for him. While on the other hand, for Dreamatose, looks like he's setting up a nice Sim City for himself, but isn't really telling too much. I'm guessing he's gonna go for the 1-gate fast expand into those Colossi, very common in the PvT matchup.
Yeah, interested to see. I looked up Dreamatose in the ASL archives on Liquipedia, and I couldn't find him. I didn't get to look too hard because it's just in between games and stuff. But I couldn't find him, so I'm not sure who he's played against, who he's won and lost against, what kind of style he plays. So I'm interested to see how he plays this out. If it's going to be standard PvT, or if we're going to see anything crazy. But standard PvT these days includes a lot of shenanigans, so we'll see.
Yep. Yeah, it definitely includes a lot of shenanigans from both parties. Dreamatose deviating from the normal really right here, or actually not deviating from the normal, but definitely not going for a very quick expand for himself. Taking that second gas, while we see from Khloe, will be doing the Reaper fast expand and taking everything out of the refinery. I mean, it's just a very standard Reaper fast expand. I'd love to see maybe we have the reactor start on that barracks, but I'd love to see some sort of stim timing, some stim pack marauder timing. But it's really not 100% sure yet.
Yeah, those type of timings are awesome, and I love them. Like there's the one build on Team Liquid I see thrown around a little bit, the hammer build. It's all about that early stim combat shield without the support units for the Marine Marauders that you just hit, and you can do a lot of damage to a Protoss that doesn't expect it. But so far it looks like Khloe actually playing pretty normal. I should go for a second Rax before a factory, so maybe something like that. We'll see, especially without that second gas being down. That early aggression could definitely be a possibility.
I really like this reactor off the barracks for Khloe, and the second Rax, actually even adding on a third Rax, because I think it's a little bit of a reaction to what he's seeing out of Dreamatose. Dreamatose is putting on a Robo-Bay, not even going for that natural, not even going for the Nexus. It even gets out a Zealot before the first Stalker. Finally, actually looks like Dreamatose will take that. But from what it looks like coming out of Dreamatose, this is just a very aggressive play and not super standard. It's a little bit different, and it's going to be interesting to see how Khloe will react to this. I think what he's doing right here is going to be exactly as we were mentioning. It's going to be Marauder combat shield timing. I see that a lot. There is the Tech Lab going down on that Rax, and this is pretty much the build you do in this situation. Yeah,
Khloe basically going for a Vespasian-like play, but far more conservative. This is like a Vespasian is like the crazy right-wing person. Khloe's just like your standard person who votes right-wing. Like it's not as totally crazy, but it's so much more aggressive than you see Terrans open up. Usually Terran aggression in TvP pertains to a Hellion drop or a Widowmine drop or something along those lines. Just because the Mothership Core and Photon Overcharge lock down most forms of early aggression. And I'm really worried for this play. I think it can be really, really strong. But the fact that Khloe's only going to have one ramp that's already guarded by a sentry that's going to have multiple force fields can spell a lot of trouble.
Mhm. Yeah, and Khloe, yes, Khloe can get a contain off of that one ramp, but he's going to have to be very careful. Actually, Reaper of Khloe will try to move into the main, will get taken out, but he's going to have to be careful because there is going to be a couple force fields, but when those force fields are done, does Dreamatose already have a Colossus out? And you have to be very careful running up a ramp like that, and I actually used this exact build, like, 10 minutes before we started casting. So that's exactly what Khloe is going to try to do. But on Von Eats, I don't know if it's the best idea. Yes, he has the factory down, though, and the starport. So maybe he's going to go for a drop. And even Khloe throwing down a bunker because he has not spotted the natural base of Dreamatose yet. And I think he really thinks that Dreamatose is going to go for a one base, some one base all in.
Khloe actually going to hit a slightly different timing than I'm used to seeing. What I'm used to seeing is just only bio with your Marines and Marauders with their upgrades and no other support units, or you go for a tech opening where it's like the Widow Mine or a Widow 111, that sort of thing. But this is going to be just a really fast standard bio timing. Like it's going to look like the normal like 10, 11 minute timing, just sped up by a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. We finally do see Dreamatose moving out, and it will be spotted by a Marine of Khloe. And this is two Immortals. Yes, there is a bunker here, and it's kind of debatable what we're going to see right here. I'd love to see Khloe's Widowmine on the ramp, but not quite going to happen yet. The one nice thing, though, is that there's no Colossi with this main army. There is two Immortals, so Khloe's going to have to be very, very careful, but he's looking like he's got a strong army. No concussive shells, no combat shields yet, but Khloe does have 5 Marauders, and that's going to be able to push out a lot of DPS, but Dreamatose knows this. He's got an Observer on top of Khloe's army, and it looks like Khloe's actually even pulling some SCVs just to be extra safe.
Yeah, Dreamatose needs to be really careful with this attack. If he loses this army, then he's going to be in a really bad spot. He's down 8 army supply. Like he's in a really bad spot. This army has stim too, and with the medevacs out now, there's Dreamatose going back across the map. I think that's the correct decision here, because if he overcommits to this at all, that bio could just pounce on him and crush him, run across the map before there's much out to defend, and take the game really early. But Dreamatose warping in Zealots defensively just in case. And I think both players are just going to transition to a standard macro. So basically Khloe is going for the standard racks, factory, starport, add on 2 racks, and then add on 2 more racks, but just swapping the order of your tech and your second and third barracks a little bit. Scans that natural, loading up the drop here. We'll see what he can get done here in the mid game.
Yeah, this is going to be really key here. What he's going to get done with this one drop. Only actually he's going to send out 1 medevac here. And I really like those defensive Zealots as Dreamatose. Normally you pull your army back. Yes, you warp and stuff at home, but this was specifically because he knew that, oh no, I could be a lot down from this. My army's completely out of position, is going to try to defend this. There is a Widowmine with this attack from Khloe, but it looks like there is going to be a Photon Cannon ready. And I don't know if this is going to get that much done. I'd love to see Khloe move out and take a third. He's got a fantastic macro economy kind of coming up here, and actually does have the minerals even to do it. Floating about 600, but let's see if he goes for this drop. He's just kind of waiting back a couple seconds, and no upgrades just about done or anything, and finally there he will move in.
Yeah, this drop is not going to get anything done, almost certainly. There's Zealots here to defend. The Photon Cannon is already attacking the Widow Mine. It might get a shot off on a probe.
Oh,
there's nice. 3 kills. But that is it. He loses a couple Marines, and Medevac gets away. Dreamatose playing really conservative here. He poked out on the map a little bit with his Immortals and the few Stalkers. But other than that, he's just playing the safest Protoss as you can. He's just trickling out his Colossi, getting double upgrades. He's going to take a third here as soon as he moves out with his army in an advantageous position to defend that, I think. And with another scan in the main, Khloe, he sees the Forges get those upgrades completed now. Protoss is at 1-1. I don't know if I'm feeling too confident as Khloe. He's going to have his third base economy a little bit faster, but his slightly non-standard, slower tech up means that his opportunity to do damage in the mid-game was actually slowed down because he got prepared for defense/aggression, kind of weird posturing in the really early game.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Khloe was going to go for a much earlier attack, but Dreamatose's his early aggression was really a solid defense for that, and especially on Vonnie Research Station. You cannot attack up that ramp. I don't know if it's the best build for this, but it looks like he is going to posture in, try to make something happen. 16 Marauders, that's a ton of DPS, and just, I mean, it's going to be able to shred a lot of these big units, but it looks like a drop actually is going to try to come out of Khloe, and it will barely not die. 4 health left, and he's got to be very careful, only because Dreamatose hasn't taken a third base. Obviously, Khloe. He wants to snipe that third base, but because there's no third base, there's no liability, there's nothing Dreamatose has to protect, and he can put so much more into that, into the defense, which could possibly slaughter the army. One quick thing I'd like to point out for Dreamatose is I love his observer spread. He actually, before he had one top of the army, but he's even got a probe top left-hand corner. Just on the left-hand side of this map, the normal attack path you take, he's got a lot of vision, and I like that from him. Being extra safe, as you were mentioning, very, very careful player.
Yeah, that's the one thing that can really defeat a conservative Protoss is when they don't get their feelers spread out and get their map vision and map awareness up, and stuff starts to surprise him. And even if you're waiting to block your opponent's aggression, and then all of a sudden the punches start coming from place you weren't ready, your defense means nothing. But Dreamatose is covering all his bases. He's even got an observer chilling in his base, ready to defend against stuff. The photon cannons, mineral line, defensive, zealot warpins. I mean, he's playing so safe right now. I think he's looking good to just kind of keep working his way towards a maxed out army. And he's got Storm researching now, throwing down a second robo facility. I think by the time he's ready to attack, Khloe's going to need a lot of Vikings and Ghosts, and I'm not sure he's going to be ready.
Yeah, I'm quite worried for Khloe, especially floating 1,500 minerals right here. He's got he's got a lot of barracks. How many of this? He's got 5 in the main, 3 in the natural, in the third base, and that's going to work well for him, but there's been a couple times his macro has slipped and has not been producing anything, which I'm worried for him. But as you were mentioning, he's got to start putting on the aggression. Middle of the map, we even see one Zealot will desperately try to defend his Zelnaga tower. Won't quite happen. A little bit of Mac. Oh, barely does not. The Marine barely does not pull it off. But as you were mentioning, Psystorm is almost done for Dreamatose. Dreamatose is getting into position, but getting into that fantastic Protoss position where you have all your tools. In the early game, you're missing some of your tools and you're trying to get by without them, but now Dreamatose is in a stage, he's got all his tools, and it's just going to be up to him how he's going to use it, where he's going to use those tools. While, I mean, Khloe's he got his tools really early, decided not to use them, and not necessarily because of that, but just it's hard to, in the late game as a Terran player, to really outpower a Protoss player. He's going to have to do a fantastic multi-pronged attack to make this work, but I mean, Dreamatose already knows this attack's coming and is getting into a great position.
Yeah, I think Khloe's best bet is to try and come in here, snipe the Nexus, and then bail. He does not have the tech to fight this. He's got a few Vikings, but now that Storm is done, and this army is just going to get rolled by the Protoss if he takes a bad fight. His Vikings move out. They're in a dangerous position here. The Colossus is starting to fire down on the Terran army. This Terran army is splitting, nice, preparing for the storms that are inevitable. There's one, there's two. This Protoss army is tearing down the Terran. It is trading far more efficiently. The last Colossus goes down, though. And now the bio is finally getting pushed back.
Yeah, Khloe has a much larger economy actually than Dreamatose has, but his macro is not quite on it. He is getting out a lot of units though. And yes, as you were mentioning, he got rid of those Colossi, and he actually forced a Archon to be pulled out. And so, I mean, he got a little bit of damage done, but right now it's pretty scary for Khloe. Finally, he's at 2-2. He actually took that engagement while he was only on 2-1 to Dreamatose's 2-2. But right now, this is going to be key. How is he going to defend right here? There is more Vikings coming out, finally getting the Ghost Academy. I don't really think he needs that Ghost Academy, but if he can get a big surround,
Yeah, I'm worried that Drenok just might have, his internet might have died. That would suck. But Dreamatose is in a better position. His tech is completed, basically. Unless he wants to start getting carriers, this is about all he can do. Now adding Warp Prism speed to get his late game harass going. Khloe, I think, just needs to go full-on Maru mode here and just throw down like 10 more barracks and just go crazy with the macro. He's floating 2,500 minerals. Just go get crazy aggressive, start pumping out your medevacs, and go for the crazy drop rest. Because the problem with this Terran army is you have to prepare for the big engagement with the Protoss by building a bunch of Vikings to take out the Colossi and get enough Ghosts to EMP the Templar. But if you miss your EMPs, those storms still do massive damage, and if your Vikings die before they kill the Colossus, you're probably going to die. Or if they kill all the Colossi, and then all of a sudden, we end up in a situation where there's a bunch of Vikings floating that aren't going to do a whole lot against a bunch of Bleeding Stalkers with 3-3. It's a really awkward position, and the Maru style is just desperately difficult to pull off as an amateur player when you're only using basically your MMM to fight out the Protoss. So you mix in some Widow Mines, and it can be really strong, especially when you're floating this much money. As Khloe goes down to prepare for another attack, as the Vikings fly right over the army and die. Oh no, that is awful here. Now there's nothing to do with the Colossi at all.
Yeah, the
Vikings
medevacs
coming to reinforce.
head to. I mean, all the armies right on top of each other, and Storm's doing so much damage here. As I was mentioning before, just perfect. Dreamatose has everything he wants in this position. Vikings attempting to snipe on the right-hand side, but Khloe is on a full retreat. He has been routed here. He does have a 4th base, but as I was mentioning before, the economy's just not quite down. He even pulled some of his probes because of that, because of the Zealot attack in the main base, sorry, the natural base.
Yeah, the units lost really tells the story of this game so far. Khloe sitting at just under 15,000 resources lost, whereas Dreamatose has only lost just over 5,000. So Khloe's 3 times as inefficient here, as he is about to lose his 4th base, probably a number of SCVs. Dreamatose is just doing the classic Protoss 1A over here. There's the GG as the Harad at the top right. Forces the checkmate position for our Terran player, and that is the story of game 1, folks.
Game in this best of 3. In the top left-hand corner of Coda, it is from the Knights of Ashfire, the Green Terran player, Khloe.
Khloe down 1 game against his opponent on the right side of Coda. It is our teamless blue Protoss player, very successfully 1A1A1Aing to the victory in game 1. It is Dreamatose. Not to belittle you Protosses out there, Granok, Poison, Dreamatose in particular.
Yeah, Khloe starting this off with a very, very quick scout. This was a 9 scout, which I don't know if it's exactly what he needs to do, but yeah, it is good. It will help him. At this level of play, the 1 SCV won't matter quite as much, and he's just checking all his bases, making sure no quick push is really going to come out of Dreamatose.
We're gonna take a break for a second. Trying to see if we can figure out Granok's mic. We hear a little bit of tinniness in it. See if we can get that fixed for you guys.
Skype says I'm good, but I guess
1 sec here.
What can I do? I get it's probably bad internet. Skype's at the normal, like, Skype is a little internet thing for how your sound is coming through. Let me think. I don't know the internet. Any difference now? Do I sound any different now?
Not really.
Okay. I didn't do anything because I don't know what I can do. Skype says I have fine sound. I'm not saying you guys are lying. I just mean as in, like,
right.
It's not giving me a reason why.
You want to try dropping the call and joining back in?
Yeah, sure. How do I sound?
That's better. That is much better.
Better? Is it okay? Is it normal or just better?
Yeah. Now you're normal.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, whenever we're ready, I guess we'll hopefully it'll help me kind of through. I don't know why my internet's deciding to freak out right now, but hopefully. Well, to start it off, though, looks like Khloe will be going for that Reaper Fast expand like he did in game 1, but honestly he got 0 damage done with just because of how prepared Dreamatose has been for all of these situations. He's had a fantastic setup for each situation, especially with drops.
Yeah, actually, throwing a 4th SCV on his gas there, that's not a way to set yourself up for a win here. Let's see if he fixes that. Come on, Khloe, notice that. Please do. That always bothers me, especially when I see it in my own play. Holy crap, that bothers me. But yeah. Dreamatose opening standard again. Khloe going for the Reaper expand again. But there is a probe on the far left, so my bet's going to be Proxy Oracle. That's my bet, but maybe DTs.
Yeah, it's a hard decision between the two. Really, I feel like Dreamatose could probably do both in right here, but it's going to be what he makes right here. Actually, Pylon was a little bit late. It could have been a little bit earlier, and he'd have a quicker whatever he's making. But for now, Khloe will be pushing out this Reaper. Won't be able to spot that proxy Pylon, but I mean, it is going to be able to get damage done only because, I mean, whatever he's going to build right here, is it Stargate, is it Twilight Council, is going to put him back a little bit of gas, and it will be the Stargate, which means there's not going to be a Stalker quite ready to defend.
Yeah, this Reaper looks like it's going to get a lot done, actually. You have no Mothership Core, no Stalkers. It heads in here. Mothership Core getting Chrono boosted out now. This Reaper should be able to get like 3-4 kills before it gets pushed out by the Mothership Core. This is going to hurt Dreamatose. Fortunately, if his Oracle is able to get in and do a lot of counter damage, he'll be fine. But Reaper up to 2 kills, 3 kills now. Maybe going to escape now before he tries to get more kills or losing his own life there. But that Reaper is still going to continue to be a threat and a scout for the rest of the game here.
Yeah, Reaper beautifully gets out with 12 health, and now not the Reaper, but the Scout of Dreamatose is actually going to decide not to go up into that natural base to see if it's there. And that's going to be pretty important. I mean, obviously the Oracle may not be able to go. The Oracle will not have quite as quickly as a strategy to get into that natural, but obviously he will be able to get damaged on the main. I like the reactor from Khloe. I mean, yes, he is going into that factory, probably get out Hellion, something like that, but because Khloe is going in the reactor off that Rax, he's going to be able to get out a lot more Marines to be able to defend this Oracle, which is going to be coming in right about now. It's just finished and is coming out, while the Reaper of Khloe looks like he's going to the main base of Dreamatose.
Yeah, I'm worried that I think Khloe got his factory a little bit late, so his Widow Mine defense that you normally get right now, that one Widow Mine you squeeze out, isn't going to be out for this Oracle. It's completely undefended on the mineral line. Picks up 2 kills so far. It's going to be able to get a few. The Marines completely untouched. There's actually not even enough Marines here to fight off the Oracle. Oh man, the Oracle choosing to run away though before it actually engages these Marines and it runs out of energy. But it got 6 SCV kills there, and there's still nothing here to defend. There's a Mule just going to expire in the main base. And Khloe is hurting. He got a lot of damage done on Comatose with his Reaper, but not enough to balance out the damage he just took, I'm afraid. And Dreamatose actually transitioning into aggression, not an expansion.
Yeah, and just remember for Dreamatose, this Oracle right here, it does take 25 energy to start this Pulsar Beam, and because he keeps depleting it each time, he's basically, I mean, right now for Khloe, he's got about 30 seconds each time, and unless the Oracle actually fills up to 100% energy, it's not going to be able to deal with these Marines, especially when it's down to only 22 health. So as long as Khloe is paying attention, he's going to be in a fine position. Did lose 6 workers, and it's actually currently even on workers, but for now, I mean, it's really up in the air. We will have to see that Khloe be able to defend this, be able to defend these 3 Stalkers at the same time the Oracle will come in. But like I was saying, it's only going to be able to get 1-2 damage done.
Yeah, this Oracle continuing to be annoying, just keeping the SCV count in check, forcing Khloe to invest money into missile turrets, which are not going to help against the 3-gate attack that's coming now. And Dreamatose has actually gotten out a Void Ray with this, but there's no bunker. There's only a Widow Mine and some Marines. I really like Dreamatose's position here. I think he's going to be in a great position to win this game with this attack. He just needs to keep his macro up, not get supply blocked, and hit with that second Void Ray when it pops. Because he's done a lot of damage to Khloe, distracted him a lot, and this natural is basically defenseless other than the 1 missile turret right now.
Yeah, there is a 1 Widow Mine actually in the main going into that medevac right there for Khloe. I'd love to see that defensive position, but it's not actually going to happen. Chloe's actually moving into the army of Dreamatose. There is 2 sentries. 1 sentry picked off, another sentry will not be picked off. Khloe is retreating back to the natural base, and I mean, the medevac knows right here, but actually the medevac goes down. 1 minute, Widow Mine does get out, but it will be sniper here, and Chloe's in a strange and very hard position to get out of. There is another Widow Mine coming in, but now so much DPS is going to come out for Dreamatose. It's going to be so easy to snipe this orbital command. For both players, they have to be very careful not to simply A-move right here, and the other player will probably kill everything if they do that.
Yeah, Dreamatose has 3 barracks worth of, or 3 gateways worth of production behind this. He just targets down the command center, forces a mass repair, and now Khloe is in danger. The force field on the main ramp cuts off any reinforcements that would be coming out. But I think if Dreamatose just kind of focuses this fight and doesn't focus the command center, attacks the Marines, actually dodge that turret, man. That's what you got to do there. Now there's only 6 Marines down here on the ground with a medevac to support, but with 2 Void Rays, 7 Stalkers, and a sentry now with some more Zealots coming in. Dreamatose is dangerous right now. He is in a killing position. Khloe cannot underestimate this. He has to be on top of this. He needs to throw down a bunker in that middle line or something. Get ready to keep holding. This is not going to let up anytime soon. Dreamatose is going to keep pouring it on and keep adding 3 more gateway units at a time, plus the Stargated production if he adds that at any time. He has the money to pump out another Void Ray or even an Oracle, fly into the main, do a little bit more harassment damage. Khloe desperately trying to get out more production here to add to this force. But we'll see here. I don't know how well this is going to go for him if Dreamatose correctly attacks here.
Yeah, now remember right now for Dreamatose, there is no vision, so the Widowmine could potentially change the game, but there's almost not even enough Marines to matter right here. Marines do get caught behind a force field, it's actually helping right now Khloe. A little bit of friendly fire to his own Marines, but the force field, beautiful, will box out these Zealots. SCV's desperately trying to get on top of this Solo Command to heal it, but the Void Ray is doing so much damage, especially with Prismatic Alignment on. There's only 3 Marines left right now out of the entire army. I mean, it's just not quite enough. SCVs were pulled. Orbital Command will go down, I think, actually, and there's just so little to break. There's not a Widowmine on top of the ramp, and there's no bunker. 25 SCVs have been killed, and Dreamatose is powering through.
Now, all Khloe has at the top of this ramp is some Marines, a medevac, and a Widowmine that just fired on a Zealot. That's not what you need here. Dreamatose is in a commanding position here as he fights the last remaining forces of Khloe. The Marines forcing this back a little bit, but the Void Rays powering through. And there's not enough Marines here to even scare away the Void Rays, and that Widowmine is only halfway done recharging as they start focusing down the factory here. Khloe is in check right now. He needs to muster some sort of miracle defense here. Marines desperately trying to come out, but Terran does not have Chrono Boost. Mules do not help you in this situation. Dreamatose is looking to take a quick 2-0 here and move on to the winner's match.
Beautiful Widowmine hit does go off on Dreamatose, but I mean, Khloe just does not even have enough to be able to kill these Void Rays, even if the SCVs somehow get rid of these Stalkers. 2 Void Rays and so much damage. Natural Base is going to finally die very soon due to fire issues, but GG!
Protoss.
Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to support the ASL by hitting the button now.